Alright, this is the performance and tutorial for the card trick Impulse. Okay, so I'm gonna start out by pretending I'm giving the spectator the cards to shuffle. So basically I'll shuffle. And I can show you that it's completely normal deck. Now I'm gonna get out two just two cards. We're gonna have these be your two cards, okay? So with your impulse decisions, we're gonna do this trick. So Steven, what card would you like me to set the deck on top of?
7 of clubs.
Okay, that's one impulse decision. Okay, so tell me when to stop counting down. Or just
stop.
Or just piling the cards. Okay. Then I'm gonna put it on top of this pile card. So now, would you like me with an impulse decision? Tell me, would you like me to set this pile on this pile or this pile on this pile?
This on that pile.
Alright. Okay, now tell me when to stop cutting the cards.
Stop.
Okay. So, as you already know that these two cards were put in face up because we placed decks on top of them. But with your impulse decisions, you are actually able to find the soulmates of those two cards. Alright, so that was the performance, and now for the tutorial. So this is a pretty easy trick, and if I forgot to say, this was the daily trick for Monday. So what you're going to do is there's no setup required unless you want to make it a bit easier on yourself, which I personally taught the kids today, was to have an already set deck and also set up everything else. So take out everything. Well, basically you're gonna take out matching color and suit, or number, there we go, thank you. And so I'm gonna find the 9 of spades. There it is. Okay, and so you can do this, or just find the cards when you shuffle, which is what I did in the performance, and I can show you that later maybe. So you're gonna remember, well, let's just pretend that I shuffled and I showed. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna show the spectator, so I'm showing Steven that it's a completely normal deck, and so what I'm gonna be doing though when I show him, I'm gonna be looking at this card, which is a red ace. You don't need to remember that it's the heart, but and then also a black 9. So this is the top and the bottom. So then for the more advanced version, which I did, was I went through the cards and then I out jogged the matching ones. So I'm going to be looking for the 9 of clubs. And then I out jogged it, and then I was going for gonna find the Ace of Diamonds, if I can find it. There it is. Okay, then I took them out and did this little cool pull out, and then you have to remember which is where. So then, because there's two possible outcomes, so you're not going to be showing them this card or the top card ever, because it's supposed to be like a surprise, honestly. Well, I mean, it was a surprise in the performance. So now what you're going to do is say, okay, I'm going to ask you, and you tell me your impulse decision on which card I should place the deck onto. And so let's say they did, well, I'll show you the easy version. So say they did this one, it'll be easier because you just put it face to face. And so then you're gonna take the card that matches this one and say, okay, I'm gonna be placing cards down, and then you're gonna say, okay, you're gonna have the spectator tell you when to stop. Let's say they say stop here. You're gonna say, all right, so, and basically this card's on the bottom. You're gonna place it here, and then this part doesn't matter too much, but you're gonna say, okay, with your another impulse decision, which pile do you want to go in which pile? So then, let's say it's this one, on this one, and then you can say, well, I didn't do this, but you can say how many, you can ask them how many times you want them to cut the cards. So either 1, 2, or 3. So let's say they do 2. And so now what you do is you lay out all the cards, and you can say with snap or wave, you were able to, with your impulse decisions, find the matches to the cards we used. So that's one way to do it. The other way is basically you're gonna end up with this going to this. So say they say you want the deck on to here. I'm not sure if I had this on the bottom or top, but let's just say it was on the bottom. So it would be like mismatched, and then you do the same exact thing. It's basically the same exact thing, but at the end, you're going to, oh, and make sure at the when you do the cuts, you don't take this one off the top. So make sure your cuts are not with this as the part you're cutting with. Yeah. So what you're gonna do, since they're like mismatched here, you're gonna bring the cards to you, like be like, oh, this is amazing. Like you with your impulse decisions, you're able to get to these matches. The harder way is a little more complicated, but it's, if you're a magician that can do it, you're most likely able to figure out how I did it. And so I'll see you guys later.